Wait, part of St. Paul, Minnesota used to be in Iowa? Buckle up because we're firing up the Notes on Iowa time machine and heading back to October 7th, 1844, when 72 delegates met at the old Capitol in Iowa City, Iowa Territory, for the purpose of framing a state constitution. Responsible for establishing the laws, offices, and borders, the efforts of the representatives resulted in the creation of the state of Iowa by the 28th United States Congress. The question of statehood first appeared on a ballot in Iowa Territory in 1840. However, the body politic voted down the measure, 2,907 votes to just 937. The measure failed again in 1842. However, as Iowa's population doubled over the course of the early 1840s, support for statehood also grew. Territorial Governor John Chambers initiated the paperwork and obtained initial approval from President John Tyler in early 1844. With a new census underway to help make the case, Iowans voted in April 1844 to hold a constitutional convention. Charged with laying out the state's boundaries and borders, establishing initial offices, and laying out a lawmaking process, delegates descended on Iowa City in October of 1844. The delegate pool consisted of 21 Whigs and 51 Democrats, with participants ranging in age from 27 to 66 years old. The majority of those present earned a living farming, 46 of them, while physicians, millwrights, miners, mechanics, and merchants also found representation in Iowa City. The most hotly debated issue of the convention came about when the delegates considered the northern border of the proposed state. Former territorial governor Robert Lucas proposed a north by northeast boundary running from the mouth of the Big Sioux River all the way up into what is now Minnesota, and eventually down the St. Peters and terminating at the Mississippi River. Although what was called the Lucas border didn't pass the 28th United States Congress, the proposed new state eventually did, and Iowa as we know it came into being. Thanks for coming along for this ride in the Notes on Iowa Time Machine with me, Dr. Kevin Mason. Where will history take us next? Follow Notes on Iowa to ensure you don't get left behind as we continue to explore Iowa's past. Thanks for watching.